So I am currently driving back home after a business meeting I had this afternoon. I'm in my car right now. And this led me to really want to bring up an interesting topic, which is women in business. So the company I work with, particularly, the co-owner of this company, who isn't really the smartest when it comes down to employing his employees, has basically brought one of a woman that he knows, and I know who this woman is too. I've met her years back, but now she's back in the picture. And original intention of her job position was to basically be an assistant. Well, that really didn't fly over as I expected it not to. This woman very quickly became much more than an assistant. The co-owner of this company was basically fucking her, and is now his assistant, which basically went nowhere. And here's the more hilarious part of this for all you Mgtows out there, is that this woman apparently, they're in a relationship. This co-owner of this company, is in a relationship. He's married. And they're in a threesome relationship with this woman, his assistant, his wife, and him. So, addition to all of that as well, her kids are now living in his house. Addition to his kids, his wife and everybody else and their fucking mother is living under this roof. And, what's really interesting with this is that we see very obviously, and every Mgtow probably, can see the pattern here. But, you should never, ever congregate with a woman, and especially in regards to business. You should never, ever, have a woman be a part of any kind of business. They don't do very well. And here's the kind of point to this video I'm doing here, is that the woman who is now essentially the manager of the company, which she is not qualified for at all. I went over to their house and I asked her, you said you went to business school for doing business. You went to college for it? And she kind of mumbled and stumbled and kind of went, which kind of made me believe, I'm like, right off the bat, this woman didn't go to college for business. This is bullshit. And so I basically took the defensive position when it came down to working with this woman. I didn't trust her. Didn't trust her intentions. I saw right through it. And I saw right through it from the beginning once they started fucking and congregating and having a threesome Farmville fucking who knows whatever. But you have to be so careful, for you Mgtow out there and men into business. Be very careful with doing business with women. This woman very quickly became the manager of this company, which after this last meeting, I tried my very hardest not to laugh because of how lack of knowledge she had about actually doing business. I was sitting right beside her in the meeting room, and basically I had to tell her a lot of shit that she didn't know. Now, I saw this coming a while back within this company, and so I decided to put myself in a position as an independent contractor. Because if some shit got hairy with the company, I was able to back out in case something got weird. And even more so this case, that I played my cards right, because now this woman is gotten to get to tell everybody what to do. And the co-owner of this company is a very white knight guy. He basically sat there and loved to make fun of the fact that this woman is now controlling what these people fucking do. It's ridiculous. And these people have no idea, what they're doing and what they're getting themselves into. But anyways, that just kind of comes to show you, be very careful with doing business with women. It's not a good idea. This woman graduated college from an online university. She has absolutely no accreditation in terms of business, in particular with this industry, and now she's running the company simply because she's fucking the co-owner. So if you ever in a situation like that, protect yourself. Make sure that you legal yourself up to the most you can. And in my case particularly, I'm going to be all right because I'm, like I said, I'm an independent contractor in this case, so I'm working on a project and she's not a part of it. regarding the company. So she doesn't have any kind of direct involvement in anything I have to do. And I will make sure that that's the case through and through with any project I do. I'm not going to let her fucking think that she can boss me around when she has absolutely no fucking idea what she's doing. And this kind of, I know I'm sounding very frustrated with this, but it's ridiculous because I know exactly what's going to happen. So prepare yourselves, and if you ever end up in that situation, and make sure that you protect yourself, guys out there. It's not, it's everywhere. It's everywhere you look, everything you do. Just make sure that you just protect yourself, guys. Don't fall into this trap and this manipulation game. It's not what it seems. And everybody's there to first take the woman's side and, oh yeah, sure, let her do some business. She'll do great. And the most gynocentric thing I fucking ever heard in that meeting room before was the fact that she's a woman and that women are better organizers and they could do a much better job. And I almost threw up in my mouth and laughed at that comment. So I stand my ground, and if that's the case, this woman starts telling me what to do, I ain't taking shit for that. That's not going to happen. I spent a long time, and I went through a lot of fucking headaches, and I've gotten screwed over in business before, and dealing with these fucking women, and dealing with other people that have screwed me over. I've paid my dues, and it's something a lot of people don't do these days. They don't like to pay their dues, especially with women. They think that they can just work their way right up to the top executive level and think that they are going to run everything, and it's just not the case. But unfortunately, that does happen sometimes. And it's best to know how to defend yourself in that manner. And don't just automatically fawn over the fact that she's a woman in business. I guarantee you most of the time, and I already see this as an example of what's going on within this particular company I work for, that this woman has absolutely no idea what she's talking about. So anyways, thank you guys for listening. Hope everybody has a good day, and take care.